That, Charles, is my new Porsche 928 S4.
Shall I have the chauffeur put it in the garage?
Hire the chauffeur.
See your local authorized Porsche dealer.
Prop 95 says it will give bread to the needy. But who really gets fed? Right away, a new crop of bureaucrats takes a 35% cut for salaries and expenses. Then there's the cost of processing the $1.5 million citations and fines we'll all pay. And then there's the $11 million for 18 new judges to hear those cases. So what's left for the homeless? Crumbs. Vote no on 95. It feeds the bureaucrats.
Eye herpes.
And it is a very hot afternoon here. Temperatures will reach 100 degrees down on the field, and we're under sunny skies. Tim Ryan with Dan Jiggets here to bring you this important game. Both teams a game out of their respective division leads, and obviously a battle of the quarterbacks today, Dan.
Absolutely. Steve Young is going to get his second start for the 49ers in place of Joe Montana. Joe will dress for the game today. And on the other side, Neil Lomax. Hey, he's the fourth-rated passer in the NFC. Got to have a good day today and put some points on the board.
All right, we're ready for the kickoff here at Sun Devil Stadium. And the 49ers will receive, so it'll be Al Del Greco kicking off. For the Phoenix Cardinals, Doug DuBose is the deep man along with John Taylor, two players who are having fine return years for the 49ers. San Francisco in white, the hometown Cardinals in their Cardinal jerseys. 5-4 in the NFC East, the 49ers 6-3 in the NFC West. Both teams just a game out of the lead. It's DuBose from the 3-yard line of San Francisco. Taken down at the 21-yard line by Reggie Phillips. And Steve Young brings out the 49ers. He was the hero last week with a 49-yard run that won the game against Minnesota. He will face the defensive unit of the Phoenix Cardinals. Freddie Jonah having a great year at left defensive end. David Galloway starting for the first time at right end. Sadler moves inside. Bell, Noga, and Jr. the linebackers. A young secondary. Carter and Mack on the corners. McDonald and Lonnie Young are the safeties. One setback is Roger Craig having an outstanding year. He has the ball with a little running room. Close to a first down for Craig, pushed out by Tim McDonald. 851 yards rushing coming into the game. #1 in the NFC. Offensively, along with Craig and Steve Young, Tom Rathman, the blocking fullback, Wilson, Jerry Rice, bothered by an ankle, and Ron Heller, the tight end, for the injured John Frank. Wallace, Sapolu, Cross, McIntyre, and Barton, an experienced line, and they're playing very well indeed. Gene Stallings, the Phoenix coach, and not happy with the first down play. All week long they practiced stopping Roger Craig, and on first down he got nearly 10. Second and less than a yard. Rathman for the first down to the 33-yard line of San Francisco. Well, for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger and our studios in New York.
Tim, for those folks who left the Los Angeles Rams Philadelphia Eagle game, the Rams finished off this drive with a touchdown. Everett to Buford McGee after the extra point, 27-23, 4:45 to go. We'll keep you up to date. Back to Tim.
All right, Brent, we are just underway here at Sun Devil Stadium. The 49ers with a first down now at their own 33-yard line. Craig the lone setback again, trying the right side. Turned inside with a little effort. Gets himself about 4 yards. Lonnie Young made the stop. The inactive players today for the 49ers, Bruce Colley, he's been bothered with a little back problem. Calvin Nicholas, an extra wide receiver. For Phoenix, their #1 pick, Tony Jeffrey, and Andy Schillinger, an extra wide receiver as well. So we have now a second down and 6 for San Francisco. Steve Young, the quarterback. Montana is dressed today. Good play. Young steps up and he'll take off. Cruises out of bounds at the Phoenix 42-yard line. Got away from Tim McDonald, and Cedric Mack finally steered him out.
Well, I think the one thing that Steve Young does that displeases Bill Walsh a little bit is the fact that he doesn't sit in the pocket and let the play develop. Now you see him sit back there just for a second. Now he's already made up his mind. He's going to take off. Now he's doing something very smart. Now he's getting to that out of bounds, and you'll see him make tracks over there and head out to safety. That's the one thing that he's doing is very smart now.
I think you make a good point, but even Walsh there, I think Dan would say there was so much real estate in front of Young, and he is such a good runner. Can't mind too much in that circumstance. He turned it into a 21-yard gain. First down. In motion, Craig. Deep drop for Young. Gets it off to the tight end. Good play by Heller for a first down to the 30-yard line of Phoenix. Heller nearly stumbled there, Danny, and then got his balance and wound up getting the first down.
And as a matter of fact, E.J. Jr. did stumble on the play when he was trying to recover and come back to Ron Heller. He slipped on the grass, and it's a little spot of turf that's torn up down there. And as a result, Ron Heller makes the reception.
So the 49ers opening series has them at the 30-yard line. There's E.J. Jr., the veteran linebacker, being pushed a little by the rookie from California, Ken Harvey. But Jr. still the man, 29 years of age, out of Alabama. First down inside the 30. Craig to the 25-yard line. Tripped up by Lonnie Young.
Here's the 49ers have been testing at the corners of the Cardinals defense. And one of the things that you try to do inside, now watch number 62, that's Guy McIntyre, right in the middle of your screen. And he's going to pull out and take the corner out there. And let's see how effective he is on E.J. Jr. Nice little throw there. Roger Craig tucks it up underneath. Nigo Noga misses the tackle, and Craig actually gets up and tries to get a couple extra yards. But, hey, Roger, you're already down on the ground.
Well, that's the kind of year he's having, boy. He's going for it all any way he can get it. Second and 6, 49ers opening drive. Impressive thus far. Young gets some time and overthrows high. Intended for Mike Wilson, number 85. Two defenders on Wilson, and it may have been that Young elected to throw that one away.
Right, put it in the cheap seats if you don't have the play downfield. That shows a little maturity, too, on the part of a young quarterback. You want to see him do those kinds of things. Everyone says, gee, why do you throw it away? Well, it's a smart thing to do, and I'm sure Bill Walsh has no problem with that.
Mack and McDonald had the coverage on Wilson. Third down. 6 yards to go. They have been strong in this department. On the short drop, Young overthrowing Craig. He had some pressure coming. Bob Clasby, the tackle, number 79.
He's one of your old Notre Dame guys, Tim.
Yes,
Bob Clasby was right in Steve's face. And the key there is, though, is he's in that throwing lane. And if you're a quarterback, you're sitting back in that pocket, trying to see where your receiver is, and you got a guy that's 6'6" standing in your way, makes it a little difficult to see over. And that's exactly what happened to Steve Young on that opportunity to pass.
So they got coverage on the first passing down when they needed to stop the 49ers, and they got a rush on the second one. So the field goal try will be from the 32-yard line. A 43-yard attempt for Kofer, and he has it. And that's his first of the season from outside 40 yards. A 42-yard field goal. He was 0 for 7 over 40 yards. And that's got to make the youngster feel good. Mike Kofer from North Carolina State signed as a free agent, cut from New Orleans this year.
And there's no question when you're a kicker and you finally get hot a little bit, you can appreciate the fact that something's happening good for you. And I'm sure Mike Kofer is over there on the sideline now going, oh, I can't believe it, I got one through.
So the 49ers opening series results in 3 points. And there is a quarterback discussion over there. You know, I think a lot of people just assume there must be a sharp rivalry between Young and Montana, Dan, but last week Young made a point of saying with Montana on the sidelines that Joe supported me, and he told me what was going on out there when we didn't do well. And it's clear that there's a good dialogue between the two, and whatever Montana's feelings are about not being allowed to play because of his injury, he'd like to play anyway, and that's a coaching decision. I'm sure that an experienced vet like Montana isn't holding it against Steve Young.
Oh, absolutely. He knows that that's a decision that's made up top, and he just is willing. He's not willing to accept it, but he knows it's something he's got to live with.
Eagles continue to lead the Rams by 3 points. A field goal and a big game for both of those teams. Kickoff taken at the 6-yard line by Derek McAdoo, just re-signed this week by the Cardinals. And he returned to the 27 by Sikahema. Had to go to injured reserve with a knee injury. Bill Romanowski made the tackle. So Neil Lomax leads out the Cardinals. And he will face this strong number 4 ranked San Francisco defense. Roberts, Carter, and Kevin Fagan across the front in the 3-man line. Charles Haley sack leader with Ellison, Walter, and Keena Turner. McKyer and Wright, Fuller and Lott.
Sounds like a law firm.
Secondary. Yeah, it does. Snappy sound to it. First down. First offensive possession, Phoenix. Lots of time for Lomax. Good coverage, though. He goes to the swing man. Stump Mitchell to the 45-yard line of to the 45-yard line of Phoenix. Pulled down by Eric Wright. 19-yard gain.
Two things happen on this play. The first one, the wide bodies up front give Neil Lomax plenty of time to pass. You see Haley, he's just getting run to the ground. Neil checks down and comes back outside to Stump. Stump is completely healthy. Watch these cuts. Got that bad ankle, but it doesn't look like it's hurting him today. And finally, Eric Wright makes the stop downfield.
Mitchell missed the last 2 games with that ankle injury. But with Earl Farrell having such a great year, this is a potent ground game potentially for Phoenix, along with the passing game of Lomax. That's why they're number 2 in the league. Now into the eye. Farrell the lead back. Mitchell behind Farrell. Good defensive play by Kevin Fagan. Cutting behind the blocker and making an ankle grab. There'll be a gain of maybe a yard. Offensively for the Phoenix Cardinals, with Mitchell and Farrell in the background, you've got J.T. Smith, the veteran at wide receiver, with Roy Green, Robert Awalt, the fine young tight end. Sharp, Pete, Kennard, Smith, and Robbins, the men now known as the wide bodies here in Phoenix. They've got their own T-shirts out and trying to become the Hogs of the West.
There's Stump Mitchell. He's got that Cardinal shaved into his head now. That's dedication to your team. Asked if I was going to get a CBS logo. I said, no, I don't think so.
It's also a very artistic barber. 2nd and 9. Quick player out to J.T. Smith. And he is short of the first down, but it'll leave 3rd and about 2. Eric Wright on the tackle. Wright coming off that groin injury. Earned his way back into a starting role.
J.T. Smith does Dr. Time there. The guy, you know, is above 30 and still playing well in the National Football League.
30-24 now for the Eagles, and the Giants well out on top. Those scores important to the Phoenix Cardinals.
Atlanta beat Green Bay. Excellent.
Minnesota whipping up on Detroit. And the Bears, without Jim McMahon, beating Tampa Bay. 3rd down and 2. Cardinals in 49er territory. Short drop and a quick pass to Green into the turf.
When we watch this Cardinals offense, you notice one thing about Neil Lomax. He's taking some short drops and dumping the ball off very quickly. Now, I'm sure the thinking is by offensive coordinator Jim Shockers, I want to keep that pressure off Neil. I don't want him getting that sore hip hit too much. So let's get back there, drop back 3 steps, dump that football off so you can protect your quarterback.
I think Neil thought the receiver was cutting in. He saw him motioning with his hand, and reading his lips, I think he said to the coaching staff, my fault, threw it the wrong way. Greg Horn into punt. John Taylor, dangerous return man, leads the conference with an average return of more than 12 yards. Walzak, the snapper for the Cardinals, and Horn drops it down a yard deep, and it'll stay in there. Touchback. 47-yard punt for Horn, and word is that Randy Cross, with a slight injury, will be out for a play or 2 more. We'll keep track of Randy Cross, the starting center of the 49ers. And it's 3-0. The 49ers leading Phoenix here at Sun Devil Stadium on the 42-yard field goal by Kofert.
And you see the first final of the day, Minnesota 44-17 over Detroit. Minnesota knowing they've got to get back things working for them again. They hope to get into the playoffs this year.
And first down, Young under pressure was hit just as he released it. The intended receiver Wilson. But a good rush by the Cardinals.
Up front, your people have to stop in the middle. They have to stop that defensive rush right up in the middle, because that's where the quarterback can't see downfield. Now, look at number 79. That's Bob Clasby. Good escape move there. And Randy Cross turns around, and the guy's right in his face. There's nothing he can do about it. That has to happen up front with your offensive guards. In particular, Guy McIntyre's got to block that guy, Bob Clasby, number 79, for the Cardinals.
Cardinals looking for some motivation, found it in a quote attributed to Bill Walsh to his San Francisco media, that they wouldn't be facing the same tough defense as they had last week in Minnesota. Rogers Roger Craig dances his way down the sideline and has the first down for the 49ers, and then some. Out to the 37-yard line where Tim McDonald forced him out.
Now this is going to be coming right at you. Number 62, Guy McIntyre. Good blocking inside there by crossing those guys up inside. Now watch McIntyre, number 62, pull around, lead the play for Roger Craig. Key block right there on number 41. That's Carter, and that springs our guy. He's gone around the corner, and it's Roger Craig.
18-yard gain for Craig. Coming into the game, we mentioned 851 yards rushing, 51 catches, having a great year. Whistles everywhere as the pass to the tight end Heller will come back. Flags down at the line of scrimmage, indicating perhaps an early start by the Niners.
False start, number 61, offense, first down.
Jesse Sapolu, the guilty party.
You know, it's always easy to jump off inside. You see Randy Cross, number 51, is back in the ball game. You see San Francisco's penalties this year. I'll tell you what, you know, when you give up that many penalties, you get penalized that much, it's got to hurt your offense a little bit, just in terms of scoring, if nothing else.
So it's first and 15 for the 49ers, and they're back out of their 3-yard line. Play action. Up for Rathman. Good coverage on the play by the Niners. Cedric Mack. Mack hurt himself making that good stop on Rathman. And let's go to Brent Musburger for an NFL update.
Tim, the story with the Dallas Cowboys. Kevin Sweeney has thrown 3 touchdown passes coming off the bench. This one to Alexander. They're down by 8. The onside kick was successful. Inside of 2 minutes, Cowboys have the ball. Let's send it back down to 10.
All right, Brent. Well, you know, I've been waiting to see that Kevin Sweeney in there for Dallas. I liked what I saw of him last year, Dan, in those replacement games. And feisty young guy, good leader, good passer, obviously, as his college stats, but having to battle his way past Steve Pallure to get a chance.
Well, you remember a couple of weeks ago when we had the Cowboys, that's one of the things that Paul Hackett, their quarterback coach, told us. He said, this is a guy that can fire people up. But the question is, can he, you know, does he know enough about the offense to keep it going? We'll see today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the season, too, with Pallure and Sweeney. Cedric Mack, as you saw, made that really good stop on Rathman, holding him to about a 2.5-yard gain on the play and getting some assistance, but he's apparently all right. So it's 2nd and 12 for the 49ers. Ball at the 36-yard line. Reggie Phillips has replaced Mack on the right corner from the Chicago Bears. Craig up the left side. They shut him down after a gain of 4, and it's Nico Noga making the stop.
Once again, San Francisco's testing the out of bounds of that defense of the Phoenix Cardinals. Now watch Galloway, number 65 for the Cardinals. He gets cut at the point of attack. Lead blocking there by Sapullo. Excellent lead blocking, and Noga comes over, slips in behind the play, and actually makes the tackle. But those guards for San Francisco are making some nice pulls, getting good spacing on it when their running backs are coming out, such as Roger Craig, and swinging out outside. The whole key, though, is to get out and give your running back a read on that pull, and that's what they're doing.
Pass rusher Ken Harvey, the rookie from California, is in. Nickelback Travis Curtis and linebacker Wayne Davis on this passing down. And we've got, looks like a timeout called by the Cardinals.
First charge, timeout, Cardinals.
Don't know quite what happened here. We saw that Carl Carter was the first man over to the sideline.
As you heard, this is a 40-second timeout. Tim, everybody may wonder, why do you put a linebacker such as a Ken Harvey on the field to rush the passer against a big offensive tackle? In this case, he'll be rushing against Steve Wallace, number 74, for the 49ers. But the whole thing is this guy's got a lot of speed and runs upfield, very, very tough. And it makes it difficult for a guy that weighs maybe 300 pounds to put the brakes on and try to stop a guy that weighs 220 pounds, and the guy's got good arm movement as well.
I watched Harvey in practice the other day. Now, there's a couple of people that don't like the ticket prices here in Phoenix and still want to see the game.
Hey, their seats are lower than ours are.
That is on a cactus-topped mountain directly across the stadium from the broadcast booth here in this very colorful desert area. And we're tucked in there somewhere just in front of that CBS banner. There we are with a wave to you folks.
Yeah, I was telling them earlier, the only thing they have to do now is put the numbers on top of the players' helmets, and then we can tell who they are.
That's true, yeah. This is nosebleed territory. 3rd down and 8. Young to the sideline. In or out of bounds? Out of bounds. made the catch. Perfectly delivered pass by Steve Young, but about 6 inches wide of the target.
That's right. Taylor makes the reach here. Now you can see, I think it's his left foot that's going to go out of bounds. Oh, excuse me, it's his right foot that goes out of bounds first. Made the reception, but unfortunately for him, the foot was out just when he caught the football and got possession. But I tell you that the thing that you've got to like about that if you're a Steve Young fan is the fact that he's starting to get that, that distance and timing downfield.
So the 49ers stopped again, and it will be Barry Helton into punt. J.T. Smith replacing Sikahema in the punt return role. Sikahema, we mentioned, with a knee injury, has gone to injured reserve. And Helton, number 4 pick this year. Punt comes down at the 5-yard line, and J.T. Smith, who vowed to return him today, makes a pretty good one out to the 28-yard line of the Phoenix Cardinals. Ron Heller on the tackle. New Orleans with the early lead over Washington. Buffalo and Seattle are scoreless. Well, there's a hockey score. Kansas City with a safety apparently over Denver.
Baseball Royals.
Struggling Denver team, Dan. That is really something to see. Indianapolis on top of the Jets.
After that Monday night explosion.
A very vocal Eric Dickerson starting to talk about how many yards he's been running for. First down. Cardinals trailing 3-0 here in Tempe. Lomax with time. Roy Green could not hold on. Ball was there for him. You won't see him drop too many like that.
No, I tell you what, I know that Gene Stallings won't put up with it very long either. Roy Green should have had that pass. Hey, sometimes that sun is coming in your face. If you're looking back towards the quarterback, and I guess that direction is south, and what happens is you look back to the football and it drops down out of the sun just as you are trying to make the reception. But those are the kinds of plays you're expected to make as a wide receiver in the National Football League.
Double tight ends, Awalt and Novacek. On this play, 2nd down and 10. Lomax 2 of 4 passing. Earl Farrell. That's the kind of running he's been doing all season long. Out to the 35-yard line, a gain of about 7. Larry Roberts on the stop, and Farrell with 642 yards coming into the game today.
Now, key blocking is up front. Watch these guys right in there. Those are the guys you want to watch. Now, watch Earl Farrell break it back in back of those blocks by Louis Sharp. That's why it's so important on the backside of a play to stay with the play. If you do, you give your back a chance to break it back and find some daylight on the backside. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Gene Stallings got to be happy with the play of Farrell, a real good team player getting his chance to carry the ball a lot this year, and has he been delivering. 3rd and 3, a sack. It's Larry Roberts, his 4th sack of the year. First of the day by either team, and Roberts will force the Cardinals to punt.
You see him playing, he's playing over offensive guard, number 91, Roberts. Now watch him take off on this play outside. Good, that's that underarm rip. Now watch him just go straight to Neil Lomax. Good underarm rip, good sack for Larry Roberts.
So on 4th down, punter Greg Horn will be in for the 2nd time. John Taylor waiting for it back at the 25-yard line. Taylor at the 23. After the 35-yard line, a host of Cardinals straightens him up there. A 49-yard punt by Greg Horn. Well, from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, you're watching the 49ers and the Cardinals. Tim Ryan with Dan Jiggets. The 49ers scoring first on their opening series. Hofer's 42-yard field goal, the only points of the game with 5:40 to go here in the first quarter. San Francisco with 79 yards of offense, most of it on that opening drive, and they have the ball first down at their 35-yard line. Cedric Mack is back at his corner spot after taking a couple of plays out. Freddie Joe Nunn chasing Craig, but Craig gets away, and then Nunn runs him down from behind. Second effort by Nunn, and Craig winds up with about a 3-yard gain.
Freddie Joe Nunn the other day, he said, hey, look, the difference between playing defensive end and linebacker, and that's where he came in at as a linebacker, came into the National Football League, that is that now he can cut things loose. He doesn't have to think quite as much about where he's got to drop and all the rest of that. You can see that aggressive play coming to the fore for him now.
Interesting connection there with Nunn and Craig. As we look at the rushing yards, you can see the 49ers on top. His cousin is Michael Nunn, the middleweight champion who defended his title Friday night, and Roger Craig is Michael Nunn's brother-in-law. Steve Young intended for Jerry Rice. He could not hold on, and it'll bring up third down. Jerry Rice been bothered with that ankle injury. Cutting was the consideration, I guess, in getting him out of the game last week against Minnesota. He just wasn't cutting as well.
And one of the other problems the receivers and the defensive backs are having is on this field, it seems to be rather damp. And what they had to do is turn this field around last night. That is that Arizona State played on it late, and now they've got to come back and design it for the Phoenix Cardinals. And you can see the second set of hash marks and the second set of numbers, and all of that tends to make that field a little slippery. You see some players slip in that secondary already today.
Good point, Dan, as they were really pressed to get this field ready for the afternoon NFL game. Young gets some time and has his man Wilson. It'll be a first down, 49ers into Phoenix territory, but a flag down and holding is signaled against San Francisco. Reggie Phillips made the tackle on the play, but it'll come back anyway. Jerry Markbright, the referee, will have the call.
Holding, number 61, offense, third down.
Jesse Sapolu charged with holding. It'll bring it back to the 27-yard line. Sean McNanny comes in for Bob Clasby at left tackle. McNanny, number 95, acquired this year in a deal with Buffalo.
You know, on the offensive line, when you start getting holding penalties and penalties called on you in general, and I'm sure Jesse Sapolo is finding that out now, the officials tend to keep an eye on you. They say, oh, he looks like he's having a tough day, so we're going to keep an eye on him, and that's how they keep catching you.
Leaves a 3rd and 19. First real test of the day for Young. Rolling left, sideline too high for Jerry Rice. And the 49ers will have to punt. So the Cardinals hold again and should wind up in decent field position here. J.T. Smith waiting for it at the 30-yard line of Phoenix. Barry Hilton into punt.
And J.T. Smith, 33 years old, needs about maybe now about 10 yards to move into third place in the all-time punt return list today.
Here comes the punt to the 25-yard line. And Smith returns into the 34, so Phoenix in pretty good shape here for this series. Jim Fonhorst made the tackle.
49-yard
punt. I know that Gene Stallings expressed some concern about having J.T. run back punts. He did not want to get his guy hurt. You know, he's his leading wide receiver, 33 years old. You don't want to do those kinds of things too much.
So it'll be a first down from the 34-yard line of Phoenix. See if Lomax and company could get it going against this tough 49er defense. Carroll shifts to the eye. Mitchell hit at the line of scrimmage, struggles for about a 4-yard pickup. Well, we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Rams-Philadelphia game. The Eagles outlasting the Rams 30-24. Sounds like a good one. Randall Cunningham with 3 touchdown passes. And San Francisco here at Sun Devil Stadium leading 3-0. The Cardinals have the ball. 3:41 to go in the first period. Tim Ryan with Dan Jiggets bringing you the action. Short drop for Lomax, and he just gets it off. He was held there, and then a flag goes down late.
I have a feeling somebody else was held there as well.
That may be the case, Dad. Looked like somebody had him by the legs. Jerry Markbright with a call. And it is holding against Phoenix. And we'd like to welcome those who have been watching the Giants game and another ding-dong battler, 29-21, as Sweeney brought the Cowboys back to make that closer.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 70, offense. Second down.
So the Giants escape with another victory. They've been escaping for the last month, and they now move to 7-3. Philadelphia pulls to 5-5 for the Eagles' victory today. This crowded NFC East, a big game for the Cardinals here. Likewise for the 49ers, as they are a game back of the Rams and the Saints, and they're happy to see the Rams on the losing end. Second down, 17. Holt and Stubbs in defensively for San Francisco. Lomax in the shotgun, pumps once, and then is too high for J.T. Smith. Lomax and Young both have been sailing the ball in this first quarter.
Now, you take Neil Lomax back about 4 or 5 years ago, he would have run that football, no question. You saw there was a loop up front, left a big alley for him to run down the field, but he pulled up right on the line of scrimmage and let it sail. He knows that he's not going to be real effective if he tries to run with a bad hip, and certainly Gene Stallings is concerned enough about that to tell him to stay in the pocket.
Well, you can see the 49ers have had most of the offense so far in this first period. And most of that offense, however, came on their opening drive, which led to the field goal. 3rd and 16. 3 wide receivers in. Lomax getting some time. He can't find a man. Now to the short man. And actually, he may have been trying to get it deeper to J.T. Smith. But the tight end, Novacek, tried to reach up for the ball, and that wound up as an incompletion.
Well, both receivers were running the same route except at shorter distances, and actually it was a little confusing. And then Keena Turner almost picks the ball off. He's number 58 for the 49ers.
So the 49ers hold again, and Greg Horn will have to punt. Backcourt is John Taylor, standing at the San Francisco 27.
Yes.
High punt by Horn, really launched that one. Inside the 20 to the 18. Taylor straight ahead out to the 30-yard line. And a little extra pushing and shoving there on the return. Anthony Bell made the tackle, a 54-yard punt for Greg Horn. 13-yard return by Taylor.
It's no wonder when you get down in this kind of weather, you know, you can kick well and do all those kinds of things, because it doesn't take too long to get loose in this heat.
We've got 3:07 to go in the first quarter. San Francisco 3-0.
You hear the thunder, thunder.
The '89 Pontiac Grand Prix does more than just offer you driving excitement. It guarantees it.
Get on your Pontiac and ride.
Take 30 days after you buy your new Grand Prix to make sure it's the ride of your life. If it isn't, bring it back. Your selling dealer will give you full credit toward another new Pontiac. Grand Prix.
We build excitement.
Guaranteed. The challenger, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I'm like his worst nightmare. I keep coming back to win again and again.
The WBC champion, Canada's golden boy, Donnie Lalonde.
After this fight, he won't want to come back again.
The motivation, not 1, but 2 world championship belts in one night. November 7th, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Leonard versus Lalonde in a full tilt battle for all the gold. Brought to you by Coors Extra Gold Draft.
When he's working, when his work is done, a man wants a jean he can feel comfortable in. American Hero Jeans from Wrangler.
A lot of people are really going to feel the cold this winter, so add an extra layer of Owens Corning pink insulation. Owens Corning, we put your house in the pink.
Tim Ryan with Dan Jiggets at Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. We're in the 90s here under bright blue skies, and the 49ers lead Phoenix 3-0 with 3:07 remaining first period. Steve Young, the quarterback, and he is 2 of 6 passing as the mascot of the Cardinals tries to fire up the troops here. They've been playing well defensively, both teams have, as the score would indicate. Roger Craig, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, a gain of maybe a yard. Bob Clasby on the stop. Steve Alvord is in at right tackle, giving Rod Sadler a rest.
Tim, this defensive line for the Cardinals has been doing an extremely good job up front in preventing any runs from taking place inside the defensive ends. And as you've seen all day now, that what the 49ers are trying to do is run on the outside. Obviously, they feel that the outside linebackers might be a little bit easier to run on than up inside on that defense.
Well, that's certainly been shown to be the case. And, of course, with Galloway in at defensive end on the right side now, they've even added better pass rushing. It's a very good defensive line. Second down and 8. Brent Jones in at tight end. The pass to Rathman. Rathman almost escaped from the linebacker Noga, but Noga tripped him up, or he might have made it to the end zone. But it's a first down. 49ers out to their 47.
Now, if you're the middle linebacker like Nico Noga is, number 57, you know that you have got to stay on that running back when he comes out of the backfield. Now, Noga goes back in his drop, but he's not keeping his eye on Rathman. He's looking over the other side of the field. And the key is you got to see which one of those running backs is going to come out of that backfield, and you got to jump on that guy. But hey, he's got great pigtails, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I was hoping he'd leave those hanging out under his helmet. He said sometimes he tucks them up. First down. Craig trying to get wide, and good work by the Cardinals, but a great effort by Craig to turn it into about a 5-yard, maybe 6-yard gain. Noga and Lonnie Young, they strung it out well, Danny, but they couldn't stop him.
Well, the key, though, is that you're going to see Sapula number 61 and their number 62 McIntyre. Both of those guards are going to pull out and lead this play. Now, the backside guard tries to turn, and that's Sapula. Watch him turn back up inside and look for the linebacker inside. He gets a block, he throws it, but it's ineffective. And then Roger Craig really does the rest of that run by himself.
Does he ever? You saw him there just slip away from Noga, had a pretty good shot at him, and he picked up nearly 8 yards on the play. Second down. Craig high steps his way for a first down to the 36-yard line, tripped up by David Galloway.
I tell you what made that play, though, was Tom Rathman had an excellent fake into the line of scrimmage, and Steve Young really carried it out. And suddenly the defense was frozen. They're getting ready to tackle Rathman, and he turns around and hands the ball off to Roger Craig, and he gets good yardage up the middle.
Craig up to 55 yards rushing on 9 carries. This guy has just been in a zone since the season began.
You know, he told us early during the preseason that one of the things that's helped him this year is the fact he dropped about 12 to 15 pounds because he's trying to get used to playing running back as opposed to fullback now, and that's really helped him tremendously this season.
Reverse, Jerry Rice. He got about 6 on the play, cutting it back into the middle. Clasby and Carter. Now the Cardinals were expecting to see that play. 49ers use it fairly frequently. And when you got a speedster like Rice, naturally you're going to keep trying it. So credit the Cardinals. They held them to about a 5-yard gain as we have completed the first quarter of play at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, with the score, the 49ers 3, the Phoenix Cardinals 0.
Bring on the city, bring on the night.
If you like to drive, the '89 Grand Prix is a car you're going to love. Pontiac guarantees it.
Yeah, Pontiac. Get on your Pontiac.
Take 30 days after you buy your new '89 Grand Prix to make sure it's the ride of your life. If it isn't, bring it back. Your selling dealer will give you full credit toward another new Pontiac. Grand Prix.
Rebuild excitement.
Guaranteed.
There are several reasons why Coors Light is fast becoming America's shining light. It's fresher, smoother, and so drinkable that when you're out in the town, the Silver Bullet won't slow you down. Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. For all the right reasons, it's the right beer now.
They hit with this arm, and then they like swim with their left arm, and they get in this position. And if I got the offensive tackle in this position.
Cleveland, I talked to Bernie Kosar just a few minutes ago in the field, and he said his arm...
Coach Walsh told me that he's very concerned about Montana's overall condition because of all the injuries and battering he's taken in recent years. And Joe's leg and back...
their board of directors. Now, Sweetness is filling his time and making money, giving speeches and running the chain at night.
When you look for champions, you look to the NFL today on CBS Sports.
Okay. We're back here at Sun Devil Stadium at the 32-yard line of Phoenix. The 49ers driving. Steve Young at the controls. Ricky Hundley has come in at middle linebacker, replacing Noga here on 2nd down and 5. And Roger Craig pumps his way for about a 3-yard pickup. Stopped short of the first down by about a yard. McDonald and Anthony Bell made the tackle. That'll leave 3rd down and, well, almost 2 yards to go. And you can see 49ers rushing the ball well here. Clearly what they wanted to do. And when you've got Craig having the kind of year he has been having, you go for it. And so far it's been successful for them. But they've only got 3 points on the board. The opening drive leading to their field goal by Mike Kofer from 42 yards out. So it is 3rd down and about a yard to go. Curtis comes in defensively. Ken Harvey's in. And it is Tom Rathman for the first down to the 21-yard line of Phoenix. Ken Harvey made the tackle.
Well, that's just a day at the office for Tom Rathman. That's the play that he's expected to make. Certainly the 49ers say, hey, look, that's your assignment there. Get the short yardage for us. And he's the guy that always delivers for him. 304 yards rushing coming into the game, Dan, and he understands his role as primarily a blocker for Roger Craig, but obviously everybody likes to get a chance to carry it. He's doing just fine, thank you, for the 49ers. First down at the 21. Rathman again on first down and batters his way inside the 15, close to the 13-yard line. Well, you look where Tom Rathman's center of gravity is. It's got to be about maybe 1.5 feet off the ground. And that makes it very difficult to stop a guy like him. The other thing that he does so well is that he keeps his legs moving and his knees chopping when he's coming through the line of scrimmage. And anybody that tries to tackle him usually gets a knee in the face, and that's not too comfortable.
Not at all. Junior, Hundley, and McDonald all put their chins on the line on the last one. Giants over Dallas. Some of you were watching that game. The others interested in that score as it affects the NFC East standings. A big game for Phoenix here. Coming in a game behind, leading Giants. Steve Young can't find a man. Now drills it in. Is it caught? Yes. Complete. The tight end, Ron Heller, with a real good catch. A Cardinal defender draped all over him.
Now, you know Steve Young wanted to run on this play, but he's maturing as a quarterback. He's number 8. He's going to pull out. Now, watch him sit back in that pocket very, very calmly and look downfield until his receiver, Heller, comes open. And he just dumps it off. Now, see, he could have taken off right there, but he waits for that tight end to get open coming across the middle, and he delivers the pass.
Exactly the discussion we had with Bill Walsh yesterday about his needing to get more patient and let the play develop. Perfect example there. So it's 1st and goal, San Francisco. Craig, touchdown. Surprising number of cheers, perhaps, to those of you looking in for the 49ers score.
This is where the play is going to take place, and right in here, that's where Roger Craig is running now. When he gets to the end zone, watch him run over. I do mean run over number 43. That's Lonnie Young. Lonnie plays off the block there by Rathman pretty well, but he turns around and runs directly into number 33, and I'm sure now he wishes he hadn't.
So the 49ers extend their lead, and it'll be Kofer trying for the point after.
Once again, the 49ers test the corners of that defense for the Phoenix Cardinals.
And Kofer has it. Gary Helton doing the holding. Normally a job done by Montana. So it is now 10-0, 49ers.
Even when all of Company B heads for the phone, it's no problem for Gail Godfrey.
Delta Airlines, Gail Godfrey.
Y'all fly to Lubbock, Texas?
Yes, that is confirmed.
I got some friends who want to talk to you now. Just hold on a second. Thank you. Cincinnati, Ohio. New York City. Monroe, Louisiana.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
San Jose, California. Portland, Oregon. Butte, Montana.
You're all set. Thank you for calling, Delta.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Gail. Did you get many calls this afternoon? One.
Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
The challenger, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I'm like his worst nightmare. I keep coming back to win again and again.
The WBC champion, Canada's golden boy, Donnie Lalonde.
After this fight, he won't want to come back again.
The motivation, not 1, but 2 world championship belts in one night. November 7th, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Leonard versus Lalonde in a full tilt battle for all the gold. Brought to you by Coors Extra Gold Draft.
You hear the thunder, the call of the road.
No time to wonder, you gotta
Leave it to Pontiac to give you the driving experience called Grand Prix. And leave it to Pontiac to guarantee it.
get on your Pontiac and back.
Take 30 days after you buy your new '89 Grand Prix to make sure it's the ride of your life. If it isn't, bring it back. Your selling dealer will give you full credit toward another new Pontiac. Grand Prix.
Rebuild excitement.
Guaranteed.
Two Southeastern Conference rivals in the thick of the hunt for a Sugar Bowl bid. The Bulldogs of Georgia battle the Auburn Tigers next Saturday on CBS Sports.
If you're in that defense and you look at Jesse Sapulo's stance, you know he's got to be pulling outside and leading that play for Roger Craig. Indeed, number 61 comes around, throws a great block there on Randy Hundley. And Roger Craig makes an excellent effort after getting a block by Tom Rathman on the corner.
Kickoff taken back at the 5-yard line by Ernie Jones. And he gets out to the 26-yard line, the rookie wide receiver from Indiana. So Neil Lomax and company with 11:56 to go first half. Now down by 10. They'll have to crank it up here. And we'll be back at Sun Devil Stadium with San Francisco on top.
Dear Dad, we made our toughest jump yet at dawn. I was kind of nervous. We all were. And then I remembered when you told me that real courage is putting your fear aside and doing your job. You see, Dad, here in the Army, the things I'm learning will help me get the most out of life and the best from myself. Dad, we were really something today. I know you'd be proud.
All that you can be. Candidates on life in the Army.
At UPS, we're changing the face of the international delivery business. Because now, UPS delivers to every country in Western Europe, the Pacific Rim, Down Under, and Canada. And because we're so efficient, we can deliver your international parcels and documents for fewer francs, yen, or drachmas than other companies charge. And let's face it, a drachma saved is a drachma earned. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Somebody ordered a knish. Where are you?
No, I have to go back to work.
Get it out. Service, please.
At the 2nd Avenue Deli in Manhattan, they recently added something new to the menu.
On the bag.
The phone number of their Murata fax machine.
Other bags. 2 pepper steaks, 1 hot.
The guys say that before they bought the Murata, things were pretty hectic behind the counter.
The second, darling, don't you see? I'm busy.
Murata fax machines.
Tim Ryan with Dan Jacobs here in Tempe, Arizona. Dan, I think that San Francisco running game has really been the difference so far.
Absolutely. They've been testing, again, as we said before, the outside perimeter of the defense for the Cardinals, and they've been successful out there so far today.
And now the Cardinals down 10 here with 11:56 to go in the first half. They start with the run, and it is Stump Mitchell getting about 4. Close to the 30-yard line of the Cardinals.
When you talk to Stump Mitchell and Earl Farrell, you get the feeling these guys are good friends because they complement each other so well in the running game. One of the things that Gene Stallings shared with us the other day is he said, hey, look, you know, these guys don't mind blocking for one another, and that's kind of unusual as running backs. Usually one guy wants to carry the load and have the other guy block for him. As a matter of fact, Earl Farrell said it was such a compliment to him to be playing with Stump that he would name his child after Stump if he has one. And the only thing is he wants him to be a little bit taller.
That's fair enough with West. We're going to give him the name. Ewald in motion. A little trickery there on that play, and some trickery by the 49er sack team, dropping Lomax 2nd time today. And it was Michael Carter, his 5th sack of the year.
Michael Carter is right in the middle. He's playing nose tackle. Watch him on the move against Derek Kennard. Now, one of the things that's happening is Neil Lomax has taken a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3, sets up, drifts back a little bit, and that hurts Kennard because suddenly Michael Carter's working to that side, and Kennard can't figure out why, and suddenly you let your man go, and he's right on your quarterback.
Joe Bostic, by the way, is in at left guard for the Cardinals, replacing Todd Pete. Pete been bothered with a leg injury since last week, so Bostic coming in to give him a little relief. And on 3rd down, that's complete to J.T. Smith. Dropped the ball. A scramble for it, and it looks like maybe the 49ers have come up with it. They have. San Francisco recovering the fumble by J.T. Smith. Keena Turner, the veteran linebacker, comes up with the recovery.
Neil Lomax gets time to throw the football here. You're going to see Ron Wolfley. He's going to come across, block that backside linebacker. That gives Neil time to throw downfield. Now, the whole problem is J.T. Smith on the post pattern. He catches the ball, but now watch him. He just dumps it off right here. He's carrying it kind of loosely out in front. Wrong hand there, and as he's tackled by Fuller, the ball comes out. Now, these defensive backs for the 49ers are doing one thing that's kind of smart. They're going in and trying to strip that ball away from the receivers, and that's something that even a guy like Gene Stallings teaches his guys in the secondary. He says, hey, look, strip that ball away and get us the football back. But unfortunately for the Cardinals, it happened against them this time.
And now the 49ers with a 10-point lead have the ball at the 44 of Phoenix. Young on first down, wants to throw. Complete to Jerry Rice to the 30-yard line. First down, San Francisco. Carter on the tackle.
Now, you're the quarterback in this play. Look downfield. You're going to see Anthony Bell, number 55, sitting in between you and your receiver. And watch Steve Young. He threads the needle on this one. Good protection up front. A little bit of a taste back there. Somebody's trying to grab him. But, hey, look, the defender's in back of your receiver, and Anthony Bell doesn't make the recovery in time to get in front of the receiver, so he squeezes it in there. And it works for the 49ers.
Rice, sore ankle and all, made a pretty good cut on that play. Young 5 of 11 now. Roger Craig, daylight. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Lonnie Young caught him from behind.
We said earlier that the 49ers were testing the corners of this defense, and indeed on this play, that's exactly what they do. Now watch this lead block out front. That's Harrison Barton, I believe, number 79, throws a nice block on the corner, and that really springs Roger Craig outside. Now, whenever you start running outside and you're having a lot of success, suddenly the defense is saying, well, these guys are always going to run outside, and that's when you spring that one up the middle. Harris Barton made a great play that time on an excellent block on the corner.
25-yard gain. He's now got 87 on the day. We're just in the first half. 12 carries for Roger Craig. Craig again to the 3-yard line. Nico Noga on the stop.
49ers have switched in some other people. Jeff Briegel, number 65, is in there on that offensive line. Now, watch up inside. Let's see what's going on down in the pit. Steve Young comes back, hands it off to Roger Craig. Good blocking up front. Sapullo can't get to his man out on the corner, and that slows Roger Craig down just a tad.
Well, you can see that they're playing below their average defensively against the rush, and it has hurt them in this first half because the 49ers have been running at will. Play action. Craig is sacked in the grasp of Bob Clasby back at the 10-yard line. Good job by Clasby.
Bob Clasby is one of those players that you turn around, you're not quite sure what he's doing, then suddenly you turn around and he's making the big play. Now watch him, he's over here right there. Now watch what he does against Jeff Briegel. He's number 65. Clasby keeps coming, that's the thing. He's working against Sapullo, 61. Comes around, takes the long route around, and he grabs Steve Young from behind in the grasp call. You don't want your quarterback to get hurt. You see the officials right there on top of the play, and they're calling it dead.
Clasby was not about to let go there. He had hold of one leg like he was bulldogging a bull. At the 10-yard line, 3rd and goal. Alvord, Sadler, McNanny, Nunn, the front now. And timeout call by the 49ers. So we have 8:30 to go, first half. San Francisco leading 10-0 and driving.
Hi, I'm Candace Bergen. You know, when you're doing a new show, you can tell when the network is really behind you. They give you time like this to tell a little about
Murphy Brown.
Hey!
Coming soon.
He's Gene Stallings, head coach of the NFL's Phoenix Cardinals.
Over the years, I've coached some of the greatest athletes in the NFL, and I know the rewards of victory. But none have been more important to me than my work with this young man, John. When he was born, he was diagnosed to have Down syndrome. In some ways, he would never be like other children. For him, there would never be a chance to play in the National Football League. And over the years, I've seen him grow. He's 24 years old now, and his progress is measured with little victories. The times that we spend together are very special to me. John made this for me, and he made it with a great deal of love. The same kind of love that I have for him. Because you see, John is my son. You ready, Johnny? Let's go right. When you support the United Way, you're saying to people like John, don't give up. We'll give you a helping hand. You can make it. The United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Pontiac. We build excitement. Radio Shack, the technology store. And by new extra gold draft in bottles and cans. The one with the full tilt taste.
From Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona, 8:30 to go. Second quarter, San Francisco on top 10-0. Tim Ryan and Dan Jiggets. The 49ers have a 3rd down and 5 at the 10-yard line of Phoenix. This began with the fumble recovery by Keena Turner on a fumble by J.T. Smith. Quick pass intended for Craig, incomplete. And indeed, Lonnie Young had a better chance of catching it than Craig did. Young off the mark.
Well, Young was off the mark because he saw E.J. Jr., number 54, on the blitz, knew he had man-to-man coverage. He's going to try to go to that running back right away, and that's Roger Craig right up the middle. He can dump it off in there, and the timing is right. He's got it 6 points, but that time he threw it behind Roger, and now they'll have to go for the field goal.
Well, the second best offensive team, the Cardinals, you can see struggling mainly because the 49ers have had the ball, have been using the run effectively, and so therefore they've had the clock and a very good rushing amount of yardage today that has given them this second field goal attempt. Cofer from the 17-yard line and hits the 27-yarder, and the 49ers extend their lead. And so, as we have 8:24 still to go first half, the 49ers lead at 13-0.
.177 horses give Comanche so much power, but it's the name Jeep that gives it so much pull.
Save up to $1,700 on select 1989 Jeep Comanches.
Will your new car outlive your new car loan? Give your engine extra protection and help keep your car running like new longer with STP's new Supra Wear Control, so you'll have something to show for your investment down the road.
Oh, hot. Designer sweats, remote control, everything. VP at 28. Whoa. My imported beer, whatever's in this week.
When you're done kidding around, Heineken.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
This Christmas, I'm going to make sure my children stay in touch all year. I gave each of them Radio Shack sale price one-piece mini phone. Trim design, and it comes with a 13-foot cord, a mute button, and a convenient redial button. And best of all, it was on sale for only $12.95. I even bought one for myself. You think they'll get the hint? Hello? Why, son, what a surprise!
The mini phone on sale for $12.95, only at Radio Shack.
Back at Sun Devil Stadium, San Francisco leading Phoenix 13-0 with 8:24 to go here in the second quarter. And the 49ers will kick it off following the 27-yard field goal by that man Mike Cofer. Deep is Derek McAdoo, re-signed this week with the injury to Vi Sikahema. And taking it in the end zone will not bring it out. So Phoenix will start from their 20-yard line when play gets underway. When we return to Tempe, Arizona, after this commercial message.
Concerned about long life? Well, today's Duracell batteries live pretty near 30% longer than the ones from a few years back. They'll be around for a long time. Today's Duracell lasts 30% longer.
A psychotic killer, a desperate manhunt. Richard Crenna, Kate Capshaw, Internal Affairs, tonight on CBS.
Tim Ryan and Dan Jiggets, and here's our game summary. You see that Roger Craig has been the main man, 88 yards rushing and a touchdown, a pair of field goals for Kofor, and a big difference in offense in favor of the 49ers. Lomax, that pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Might have been Larry Roberts who got the hand on it.
That's how you keep your running back cool. You just put him on ice and when he's not playing.
Well, it keeps one part of your anatomy cool anyway. And it's 90 degrees on the field, they tell us, so he's cut that down considerably.
That's what I like about those veterans. They always find the coolest spot. I'm surprised some of the offensive linemen aren't over there on that.
Well, they might have to light a fire under him when he comes back, though, right? Earl Farrell has first down yardage. Cardinals crossed him up on 2nd and 10, went with a run, and Farrell produced.
Earl Farrell, he gets back to business. There he is, number 31. Now watch him come through right over his right guard. Now he's going to hit that play up inside and then bounce it back. As we said earlier, it's important to keep your backside blocks on because it allows a guy like Earl Farrell and Stump Mitchell as well to cut back and find that daylight on the backside of the play.
Just the second first down of the day for the Cardinals. Keena Turner hurt on the play, and he'll get some assistance off.
He's had so much trouble with the knee and everything else. When you look at his calf, his left calf is really has atrophied from the injuries that he's had to that knee. And now that's the kind of walk you don't want to see a guy like Keena Turner taking. Because you're just afraid of its reactivation of that old injury.
He didn't start the season until the 4th game because of the injury, and spent part of last year on injured reserve. Been replaced now by the rookie Bill Romanowski, number 53 from Boston College, 49ers' 3rd pick this year. We see New Orleans ahead of Washington 14-7 in the 2nd period. I'll keep track of that game for you as it affects the NFC East standings. On first down, it's Farrell again, and Farrell winds up with about a 7, maybe 8-yard pickup at 110 against Dallas last week and continues to roll.
So we said earlier it's important to keep your blocks on the backside. Now watch what happens in here, because that's where the Cardinals have to be effective at moving those people off the line of scrimmage, getting that nice scoop block back there, and that's where you see Tootie Robbins, 63, come back and keep the pressure on those guys, and that's what pushes that play ahead and allows Earl Farrell to cut up in the middle there and get some yardage.
2nd and 1. Cardinals at their own 42. Farrell again, the lead back, trying to get the first down, and it'll be close. Middle of the 49er line, converging on him.
You didn't have to be a Rhodes Scholar to figure out where they're going to run the ball that time when it's 3rd and 2nd and short yardage. You know it's going to be Earl, and you know they're going to send them right up the middle.
And they got the first down. Bobby Hebert's 18-yard touchdown pass to Robert Clark, giving the Saints the lead in that game. Denver's moved ahead of Kansas City. First down here for Phoenix at their own 45-yard line. 6:11 to go first half. Gene Stallings hoping they can keep the ball here. They've got to try and get back some of that time that San Francisco has dominated in the first half. Stump Mitchell ran into his own man and is knocked backwards for a loss. Derek Kennard pulling out the block created a traffic pattern for Mitchell. Let's get an update from Brent Musburger in New York.
Tim, you mentioned that the Saints had gone ahead. Here's the touchdown pass. Hebert, Clark comes free in the end zone, and he's got it. 18 yards, 14-7 back to tip.
New Orleans tied with the Rams going into their game. The Rams losers today. So opportunities for the 49ers and the Saints. That pass complete. It was juggled along the sideline, but he held on. Roy Green. First down to the 46-yard line. Make it the 45 of San Francisco.
Talking about what you expect out of a pro wide receiver, this is what you expect. Roy Green, he's number 81. He's going to be on the left side of your screen. Now watch this sideline pattern. He runs, comes back to the ball, makes a nice pattern, nice cut, comes back to the ball, and that gives him the opportunity to catch it in between himself and the sideline.
Tim McKyer on the coverage. Roy Green, 31 years of age in his 10th year. Loose ball. Picked up by the 49ers. Earl Farrell fumbling it. And it was picked up, I believe, by Eric Wright. Ronnie Lott comes up with a loose ball.
And Earl Farrell is shaken up on the play. Tries to take this one right up the middle, and unfortunately for him, right in here, that's where he wants to run it. Now he drops the ball just as he's cutting through the line of scrimmage. Good play there in the middle by Michael Carter, number 95, the nose tackle. That jams the play up on the line of scrimmage, and Ronnie Lott picks the ball up and tries to take off with it, but he's tackled right after he picks up the fumble.
Well, a second Cardinal fumble just as they were starting to move the ball effectively here. Late in the first half, a costly fumble. 49ers take over.
Tom Homo is one of the defensive backs for the San Francisco 49ers, was telling us the other day about how Ronnie Lott is a real leader for that team. It's one of those guys that keeps everybody together in the secondary as well as the rest of the football team.
And evidently the instant replay folks are reviewing the play. George Sladkey, question of whether or not he was down, I assume, could be the only question. If he's down by contact, that the ball would still be in the possession of the Cardinals. Now, San Francisco has a whole offensive unit on the field ready to go.
Here's another look at it. Again, it's very difficult to see inside whether or not he dropped that ball and his knees went down. But right there, that ball is already out and it's rolling on the ground.
First down, San Francisco.
And the instant delay tells us that the play stands.
Instant delay. You know I like that. First down, 49ers, second turnover by the Cardinals. Play action, Young going deep. And intended for Rice. And he stumbled a bit against the close coverage of Carl Carter. Looks like they collided. And I don't know whether Young would have caught up with that or not, but he definitely stumbled against the defender.
No, Rice is trying to put on the afterburners here, and you see him going inside on the post pattern for the route. Now the ball's thrown a little bit to his outside shoulder, and there he just stumbles just a little bit. He looked like he might have kicked Carl Carter's leg just a little bit when he was running, and as a result he stumbled forward and wasn't able to run under the pass.
Either that or Carter might have given him just a little push.
Well, yeah, you give him a little bit of the business, but just enough so the officials can't see it.
Second and 10. Jeff Regal in at right guard for Guy McIntyre. Craig running hard, got about 8 yards on the play. Banging off tacklers.
Poor Roger Craig is saying, get off me, guys. Now down inside, watch Briegel. He's the backside guard. Watch him pull out, lead the play on number 54, E.J. Jr. Right in the middle of your screen is where the block's going to take place. That springs Craig. He goes around outside, takes that little dip inside first, avoids Hundley, and gets some nice yardage on the play. Finally brought down by the secondary of the Cardinals.
Well, down on the field, we said temperatures approaching 100 degrees. Looks like it's right on the money there. So that's what the players are enduring down on the field here in Tempe. Third down a yard.
It's a dry heat, Tim.
Yeah, right. Rice on the reverse. Flags are down. He has the yardage to the 45-yard line. 2 flags thrown.
And Ron Sadler is saying that he was held on the corner. Is yet to be proven, though. Once again, the 49ers go to the outside of the defense of the Cardinals. Ron Sadler was right. That's kind of frustrating for your head coach, Bill Walsh. He's saying, hey, look, you know, we're finally having a lot of success running outside, and then we get the holding penalty now. Now we've got to go back and throw the football downfield.
Holding, number 62, offense, third down.
That's Guy McIntyre. He's the offensive guard for the San Francisco 49ers. Many times when you're blocking and trying to keep that outside hook blocking, that's what's happening here inside with number 62, McIntyre. He's turning that corner, and you see him getting his body around in front of his man, and that's when that holding penalty is called.
So it makes it 3rd and 11. Young steps up in the pocket, trying to run out. Another flag flies, and Young slides down near midfield. Met there by the linebacker, Wayne Davis, number 53, and the cornerback, Cedric Mack.
Yeah, Cedric Mack almost knocked out his own guy, Wayne Davis, on that play, trying to get to Steve Young.
But the first flag way back behind the line of scrimmage.
And I think it was holding again, and this time it may very well be on Harris Barton, number 79.
Holding the call, and we showed earlier the number of penalties the 49ers have had this season, well above the standard set by the demanding Bill Walsh.
Illegal block, number 74, third down.
Well, it's called an illegal block. Steve Wallace, is that likely in that outside of that cut zone, Dan? What do you think here?
Well, it's either that or the fact that he was blocking too far downfield on the play. But we won't get the answer from Jerry Marquardt right now. We're going to go back to live action.
Third down at the 26-yard line. 21 to go for Young under pressure. They got him. Clasby again. Bob Clasby.
Bob Clasby, he's up inside. Watch him here on the pass rush against the 49er offensive line. He gets that good pressure inside. Now he's running the game. He's running outside, and you see Ron Sadler, number 70, Freddie Joe Nunn coming inside, and that allows Clasby to loop around backside and grab Steve Young without Steve actually seeing him.
So the Cardinals defense really came up big on that series, helped by a penalty. Nearly blocked the punt by Helton. Smith waits for it at the 36. Nice move by J.T. Smith. Slips his way out to the 43, and a flag flies downfield. 46-yard punt. Romanowski made the tackle, but there's a flag that came down after he had caught the punt.
It came from the far side of the field, so you have to believe it was something that happened on that side, coming back in just as the punt was received.
Cardinals were close to a blocked punt down there at about the 5-yard line. Reggie Phillips was the guy going in for it, and Barry Helton just got it off.
Illegal block, number 24, on the return. First timeout.
So we'll be back at Sun Devil Stadium with a timeout. San Francisco leads.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Yesterday, when George Tucker left the Allstate Claim Center across the street, he figured the only thing that'd bring him back was the pie he'd discovered. Unfortunately, the long, hot drive home exposed other minor damage that had gone undetected. Just the kind of thing Allstate Hidden Damage Protection insures him against. So today, Allstate gave George another check and a great new excuse for more pie. Allstate Hidden Damage Protection, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
In 1859, Isaac Cook created a great American champagne to launch the great American clipper ships. Today, Americans are still launching celebrations with Cook's Imperial American Champagne. When your ship comes in, celebrate with Cook's Imperial American Champagne.
You want to move one scout leader, 6 tenderfoot scouts, and over a ton of trailer. Introducing the new Plymouth Voyager. With plenty of room, power, and highest customer satisfaction of American minivans. Backed by 770 protection, the front-wheel drive Plymouth Voyager proves yet again the 9 most important words Plymouth knows. Satisfy the customer. Satisfy the customer. Satisfy the customer.
Now, Plymouth Voyager has been named Motor Trend's top minivan. Again.
Between them, they've won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. The Bears battle the Redskins next Sunday on CBS Sports.
Tim Ryan with Dan Jiggets, and Lomax just connected with Roy Green for a first down to the 42-yard line. And now into the hurry up they go. The Cardinals with 2:14 remaining first half. Lomax pumps once and fires now. It's blocked. Knocked down by the linebacker, flagged down Ricky Ellison, and I think he pushed the receiver before he pushed the ball. It was intended for Stump Mitchell, and I believe they're going to nail Ellison with interference.
The mistake Ricky made was probably had that left hand on the back of Stump Mitchell and reaches over and tries to hit it with the right hand. That's a classy move.
Pass interference, number 50, defense. Automatic first down.
Classy move by the veterans, and usually they will get away with it. Now from the end zone shot, number 50, that's Ricky Ellison. You'll see him on the left side of your screen. Stump Mitchell comes out on that little en route there here right now down on the helmet on the field. Now watch here. Ellison's got that left hand on his back and reaches over and reaches with the right hand to push the ball away.
So it's a first down. Cardinals at their own 48. Man is Farrell, sneaking out of the backfield and gets a pickup of about 9 on the play. Turner and Lott combine on the tackle.
Did you see that 49er defense? As soon as they see the receiver downfield, they look like sharks on red meat. There's about 6 or 7 of them just attacking. As soon as they see that ball's been delivered and the guy's running with it, they're on him.
So we've reached the 2-minute warning, and San Francisco leading 13-0.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Maybe you should try something else. My dandruff shampoo really works.
Maybe you should try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors and pharmacists recommend Selsun Blue more than all other leading brands combined. What that means to you is no leading brand gets rid of dandruff better than Selsun Blue. It's #1.
And all Selsun Blue formulas, including extra conditioning and extra medicated, have the ingredient recommended most by doctors.
A lot of people are really going to feel the cold this winter, so add an extra layer of Owens Corning pink insulation. Owens Corning, we put your house in the pink.
First, Gillette made shaving closer. Then we made it smoother. With Atra Plus, its Luber Smooth Strip glides the razor over your face for Gillette's smoothest shave. The Atra Plus system. First, we made it closer. Then we made it smoother.
Looking for that perfect camcorder? Exactly. The Zenith. Zenith? Yeah. Uses a full-size VHS cassette. It has the latest professional features, and it's fully automatic. Great. Or, if you want something smaller, yeah, the Zenith. Zenith. Compact VHS. Autofocus, really easy to use, and it's surprisingly affordable. So it's the Zenith. Or the Zenith. I think I'm leaning toward the Zenith. Good choice.
Back here in Tempe, San Francisco leading Phoenix 13-0. Cardinals with the ball under the 2-minute mark. And earlier today, the Giants over Dallas 29-21 to move to 7-3. Philadelphia beat the Rams 30-24 to move to 5-5. And New Orleans leading Washington 14-7. Redskins coming into the game like the Cardinals at 5 wins and 4 defeats. Second down, less than a yard. Lomax sacks. What an effort by the 49ers. Pierce Holt, the rookie, with a blocker pushing him around there. Somehow he got an arm out there and pulled down Lomax, Dan.
Well, Pierce Holt's one of those 28-year-old rookies now. He's number 78, and you're going to see him come into the right side of your screen right there, and he just crashes into Neil Lomax.
Farrell drops the ball, and the 49ers have it. Third Cardinal fumble, 2 of them by Earl Farrell. Tina Turner comes up with a loose ball. His second fumble recovery.
Now, Earl Farrell, again, is carrying that ball fairly loosely. He's number 31 right in the middle of your screen. There he gets chopped at a little bit. Now he swings that ball back, and just as he swings it back, it comes out of his hand, and it's on the ground, and Keena Turner makes the recovery on the fumble. Second one of the day for him.
Ronnie Lott, who made the hit on Farrell, and as you pointed out, Farrell kind of gave him an opportunity there the way he was carrying the ball. He didn't get it tucked in, and Lott knocked it loose. Turner came up with it.
Keena Turner out of CBS High School in Chicago.
First and 10 49ers. That was a big turnover by the Cardinals. Young up the middle to Jerry Rice. Takes it out of bounds at the 39 of Phoenix. 1:25 to play. Lonnie Young forced him out of bounds.
Jerry Rice looked like my golf shot. Started left and went right. Got out of bounds and saved the clock a little bit here. And the 49ers are, I'm sure, looking at thinking, hey, field goal right now, but if we can get down to the end zone, let's get to 6. But at the very least, we want to get the field goal.
Well, the Cardinals were moving the ball there. And that was a costly fumble indeed. They're all costly, but there, had they gone in to score, change the complexion of the game for the second half considerably. It's 49er ball. And Craig trying to pull away from Ricky Hundley. And Hundley held on, and Craig wound up with a gain of maybe 2.
The way it looked like Ricky Huntley might have needed a little bit more of a load in that wagon to bring Roger Craig down. He took him about 3 yards downfield on the trail. Ricky's from Arizona. He ought to know how to bring down those steers.
Huntley came over from Denver in the trade earlier this year. Incomplete. Out the right side. Intended for Wilson. And it's third down with 57 seconds left in.
It's another situation where Steve Young can show some maturity if he's got the timing in the 2-minute drill to throw the short passes and to be effective in understanding the 2-minute situation. You got to get your receivers out of bounds to save the clock. Those are the kinds of things I'm sure Bill Walsh is looking for right now out of his young quarterback.
Third down and 8. Slot to the right. And out of the slot, they give it to Roger Craig. 5 Cardinals waiting for him over there. But he turned the corner effectively and still wound up with about a 6-yard pickup. Travis Curtis and Wayne Davis on the tackle. And the Niners take a timeout with 48 seconds on the clock. And we'll be back at Sun Devil Stadium with the score, the 49ers 13, Phoenix nothing.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
13-0. Bill Walsh got to be pleased with both the play of his running offense and also the good fortune. 3 turnovers committed by the Cardinals in this first half. Roger Craig, Dan, has gone up to 109 yards on 16 carries, and we're still in the first half.
Now, Tim, yesterday, Steve Young asked us when you were going to play tennis with Bill Walsh. He says, "Hey, please let Bill win, so he's going to be easy on us tomorrow." Did you let him win?
Yes, I did. 7-5-6 love. You can tell how I let him win.
Legs win, huh?
Steve Wallace has gone out with an injury. Bubba Paris in to replace him at tackle. Young connects with Wilson and gets down to the 12-yard line. And in the hurry-up with 38 seconds and counting down. 49ers threaten again. Young quickly out, right on the money to Jerry Rice. Out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Carl Carter driving him out.
Anyone who was wondering how Jerry Rice is doing with the ankle and whether or not he can make the cuts, I think he's answered all those questions today, making a nice reception there from Steve Young.
Well,
Young throwing a nice out pattern with a good speed on it as well.
Rice wasn't pleased not to have played more last week against Minnesota. When the press asked him after the game, he said, well, you know, the coach said I had to stay out of there, but said, as far as I'm concerned, you have to play with some pain. But Walsh likes his guys at 100%. Today, it looks like Rice is feeling real good. Second down. They need to get to the 2 for a first down. Young pumps once, comes back the other way. Nobody there. Throws it into the end zone. Flag down at the line of scrimmage. Tim McDonald had the safety blitz pressure on Young. Looked like he was trying to throw a pass back in the opposite direction, but something broke down there. Wound up just being thrown away.
Illegal motion. Number 80, offense, second down.
Rice charged with the illegal motion.
So that means from Jump Street, really, the play was gone. The 49ers will reset it 5 yards back.
Sixth penalty against the 49ers.
You can see Joe Montana cooperates in this whole scheme of things, and I know there's been a lot said in the San Francisco media about the relationship between he and Walsh and Steve Young, but Joe Montana's a class guy who's going to sit in there and make sure that his team is a winning team.
Second and 11. Short drop, quick pass, complete, but good coverage by Lonnie Young on the receiver Craig out of the backfield, and virtually no gain, and another timeout call by the 49ers.
Lonnie Young did two things right. He prevented the play from making yardage, and he prevented Roger Craig from getting out of bounds, which means that the San Francisco 49ers have to burn another timeout.
So they have none remaining, and the 49ers would love to get some more points on the board here as they head into the locker room. The Cardinals had a good drive going here, under 2 minutes, but the fumble by Farrell is second of the half cost them dearly, and the 49ers now could well get more points on the board, at least a field goal from this distance. So in 15 seconds of playing time, we'll be going to the NFL Today. Our studios in New York, Brent Herb and Dick Butkus will have scores and highlights from around the rest of the NFL activity today. And, of course, those earlier games involving the Giants and the Eagles of interest to Cardinals fans, and the Rams who played at Philadelphia, losers today to the Eagles, giving the 49ers a look ahead. San Francisco coming in at 6-3, and the Rams are now 7-3. New Orleans tied with Washington last report. They're also a game ahead of San Francisco. Third down play. Young. Incomplete. Intended for John Taylor. Tight coverage. Well played by Travis Curtis and Cedric Mack.
Cedric Mack is going to be on the left side of your screen. He's number 47. Now watch him on the coverage. As the receiver comes across, that's Taylor, number 82. Watch how closely Cedric Mack plays him on this play, number 47. There he goes, just jumps in and strips the ball away from John Taylor.
So that brings on Mike Kofer. He's got 2 field goals already, one from 42, one from 27. Barry Helton will hold for him from the 20-yard line, a 30-yard attempt. And it's good. So Kofer is 3 for 3. And with 8 seconds on the clock, the 49ers make it 16-0. So an uphill climb for the Cardinals in the second half. And they have mainly hurt themselves, but credit the strong running game of the 49ers, because they had a lot of clock time in this first half, Dan.
They sure did. And one of the things that I'm sure that's going to happen at halftime is Gene Stallings is going to go into the locker room, and he's going to show his displeasure with the way the first half worked. I think you're going to see a different functioning Cardinal football team in the second half once Gene makes his feelings known to the club. You kind of get that feeling when you're talking to him. You know, this guy should be doing voiceovers on commercials and whatnot. He's got the voice. He's got the voice that sends chills down your spine, too, if you're not doing your job.
Yeah, and a little of that kind of John Wayne approach to things, too.
He's the Duke of the NFL.
Listen up, partner. New Orleans and Washington tied at 14 on the Doug Williams 1-yard touchdown run by Williams for the Redskins, with just 22 seconds left in the half. Squibb kick. Farrell from the 25 out to the 39-yard line with 2 seconds left. So whether the Cardinals will throw it deep or just lie down, we'll see in a moment. 1 play left for the Cardinals.
I would suspect that the way things have gone for them in terms of losing the football in this first half on turnovers, that Neil Lomax will take the knee. One of the things we can look for in the second half, though, is the Cardinals are a second-half ball club. They like to come back strong in the second half, and certainly that's got to be on their minds now as they prepare to head into the locker room for the half.
Well, they're facing number 4 defense. It's going to be a difficult chore, but they've got an explosive offense. 4 wide receivers, so they're going to give it a try. But Lomax cannot get it off. He is sacked by Michael Carter. So that's the end of the first half with the score. The San Francisco 49ers 16, the Phoenix Cardinals nothing.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies. The American Express card. Membership has its privileges. And by Plymouth and the 9 most important words Plymouth knows.
All airplanes are created equal, built by the same people.
But after they're built, something happens. People don't think of all airlines in the same way. Just look at all the business flyers that have flown with us over the years. Maybe it's that we fly to more business centers. Or maybe it's how we fly to more business centers. United, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
From pregame through postgame, you'll know because they know.
So here we go, a 26-yarder. Good for home. He's 4 for 4. The biggest little man in South Bend. In the middle, twists his way, finds an alley. Now it's just the Clarion Outline.
When you look for champions, you look to college football on CBS Sports.
Welcome back to New York, everybody. Well, earlier this afternoon, Irv Cross was very happy. The Rocket Man, Randall Cunningham, 3 more touchdown passes. Jim Everett was intercepted 4 times, but he had his moments. Right here to Ellert. Underneath. Slips free, and the Rams forge a 10-10 tie. Back come the Eagles. What about running back Keith Byers?
So Keith Byers has been used primarily as a pass receiver coming out of the backfield this year, Brent. He caught 42 passes going into this game. Here he picks off one for a touchdown.
Now here is a very strong candidate for Rookie of the Year in the NFC. The rookie tight end from Oklahoma, Keith Jackson. 2 more touchdowns today, 5 on the season. And the Eagles still alive now in their quest for a playoff spot. Another moment that I want to bring Dick and Irv in on. And Andre Waters on a blitz and a very questionable tackle. He has got Jim Everett at his mercy. And, Dick, how do you feel about this?
Well, I don't think there's there's no reason for this. Now, look, he comes in from the outside. He's got a clear shot at Everett. Everett's not even looking, and he goes for the knees. I mean, if he wanted to shake up Everett, I mean, hey, hit him in the chest area or in the shoulder area, knock him down. I mean, there's no reason to go for the guy's knees. Come on.
You know, I think a play like that, Waters should have been ejected from the ballgame. Now, there wasn't a penalty called on it, but I'll bet you that the Rams will call the league office and complain about it, and some kind of a fine will probably be assessed. He should have been kicked out of the game.
All right, and Dallas and the Giants. Now, the Giants survived. That's the storyline here. The Cowboys may have discovered a quarterback. Here's how it looked early on. Lawrence Taylor, who was forced out with a shoulder injury on the sack, forcing the fumble by Steve Puller. Eric Howard recovering it. The combination for the Giants, they hooked up twice, Sims and Baker, and the Giants forged a 26-0 lead, and was a celebration just a touch premature at this moment. Kevin Sweeney, 3 touchdown passes. What about Sweeney?
All right, I've been on Steve Fuller's case about throwing off his back foot. I'll tell you what this kid did today. He didn't throw off of any feet. I mean, he was running around, scrambling, jumping up, passing. I mean, he just, you know, he lit a fire. I mean, there's going to be a new quarterback next week in Dallas, I think.
All right. Speaking of lighting a fire, Boomer Esiason keeps one ablaze down there in Cincinnati. 3 more touchdown passes, but Irv, Eddie Brown had a monster of a day.
Great combination. The Esiason to Brown. Of course, Brown averages about 23 yards a catch. Here he picks one off there. They have everything going for them. The highest scoring team in the league, and, you know, they're just unstoppable right now.
And the record is 8-2. Speaking of unstoppable, Doug Flutie has yet to lose in Sullivan as a collegiate or a pro. But there's another member of the Patriots I want to talk about right here. John Stevens. He's a rookie from Northwest Louisiana State. 3 straight games with 100+ yards rushing. He's a candidate for Rookie of the Year over the AFC, and the Patriots, as usual, beat the Dolphins again. Atlanta and Green Bay, the Falcons again demonstrating that they're a little bit better than we thought. What's the reason for it, Irv?
Well, Chris Miller, for one reason, the guy who just threw the ball, makes a great throw there, and Gene Lang makes a great catch. But when Miller's on the field, Atlanta takes on a completely different kind of complexion. They're a competitive team.
All right. Now, quarterback's the issue. The Minnesota Vikings come with Wade Wilson today. 28 of 35 for 391 yards, Dick, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, Wade Wilson, that's 2 games in a row. But you know that he's played great. But the thing of it is Detroit and all these teams that have lost, if you look at the rushing stats, I mean, you know, Detroit had, 88 total yards, 67 yards rushing. And what that means is you have to throw the ball, and there's no chance. I mean, you're gonna give turnovers. So you make it really difficult on yourself if you don't rush the ball.
Let's take a look at how the Chicago Bears did it today. because, of course, that was the big story coming into this week's action. Mike Ditka up in the hospital, having suffered a heart attack. Everyone's sending along their best. Jim McMahon out. And how did Mike Tomczak perform?
Well, this is what he did. Usually he drills it in there in the coverage, but this time he ran the ball. He scrambled twice, kept the drives going, and led the scores.
Now, I want you to watch this next sequence. He throws a terrific touchdown pass here to McKinnon, but watch the helmet butt. And then afterwards, Coach Mike Ditka called him in the Bear locker room.
As soon as I walked in the locker room, they grabbed me and told me to go in the training room and talk to him, and he was pretty elated. He said, Mike, you did a super job, son, and continue to work hard this week. We got a big ball game, but tell everybody as a whole they played well. I'm very happy for him.
All right, so Mike Ditka got what he wanted most of all. Now, high school football, the #1 team in the country. Brockton, Mass. was beaten, and perhaps you've heard about this Loyola High School team out in Los Angeles. They were forced to the wall late in the game. They were trailing, and here's how Loyola pulled it out of the fire.
The give around the left side comes forward. He's across the 25 to the 20. The 50 to the 10. Look down. He's going to go all the way.
The celebration on the sideline, and then a familiar figure. That's your son, Dick.
He's a good announcer, but he's got to work on his dress code a little bit there. I was just talking to him. He's got the tie. He's got to get it to blend with his darn shirt. Come on.
Well, you can see where the good looks come from. You know what I mean?
He should be wearing
forget the shirt. You know, forget the shirt.
We'll continue with the NFL today, right after these messages from your local stations.
Coming of age.